Hello, and welcome to Witch Lab Wednesday Live. I'm your host, Tiffany Boggins, and today my guest is me. So I'm doing a solo show, which I've said for a while I wanted to do, and so tonight's the night. I feel like it's the week for it. I feel like we could all use maybe a little time to connect, time to talk, time to hang out together because, it's been rough. It's been a rough fucking week. I'm sure that all of you, anyone who watches this show, anyone who knows me, anyone that I, care about, is upset by what happened this week. The overturning of Roe v. Wade and, the federal protection of our right to have full reproductive health care, including abortions. Abortions! Say the fucking word, right? Abortions. Now in most of the states, not protected, can't have them. It's, overwhelmingly gross. So with that, let's see who's out here, shall we? Hi, guys. Yep, it got blocked. Yeah, and our rights as well. Hey, Betty. So, I know I'm a little later than usual coming on today. Usually I start this show at 8:30. Today, I had a 10-minute fight with myself about whether or not I was actually going to do the show today because I've wanted to do a solo show for a while, and I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things in my notes that I want to talk about, but it wasn't until somebody said, hey, you should do a show this week. I know there's no guest, but you should do a show this week because, we're having issues. What's going on with the flashing light thingy? I don't know what's going on with my lights. They're possessed. It's fine. Everything's fine. I keep telling myself that even though it's not fine. Things are fucking terrifying. And Joe Rogan seems to think we should just get the fuck over it and get back to work. You don't need any downtime or time to process the fact that your bodily autonomy rights have just been taken the fuck away. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for all that understanding. Glad you're on our side. Yeah, fuck. Hi, Susie. Hi, Richard. I don't know if I actually said hello. Hello to Perez and hello to Shalisha, I think is how I would say that. Shalisha. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Again, I don't have a guest tonight. It's just me. It's just me and a bunch of ranting and things, and evidently some crazy strobe light effect that I can't figure out where that's coming from. Huh. I don't know. That's not happening in here. It's just happening on the screen. So that's weird. How are you guys feeling? How's things? No, it's not fine, Teresa. Nicholas, thank you. Fuck Joe Rogan. And it is okay to not be okay. It's absolutely okay to not be okay. It's okay to be, man, I feel like I feel like I have like weights on me when I'm moving around. It's like moving through molasses. And this is what, trauma and depression can feel like when you're just like, oh, how do I get moving? How do I get from here to there? How do I continue to function in a world where, or a country, not a whole world, just this country, the majority, it seems, thinks that women are not as important, not equal, not deserving to make their own decisions about their life. And I know you guys have been hearing this all week. It's hard to even go on Facebook, and it's hard to see all the things. And I'm sure you've seen all the arguments that there are about it. I'm sure you've had the arguments with people, and yeah, having an abortion is not an easy decision. It's the people that seem to think the ones that are spouting the bullshit of don't have sex. Okay. Oh, thanks for clearing that up. I won't get pregnant because I just won't have sex ever again. And no female should, if it's not for procreation, don't have sex. Fuck you people. Okay. Having sex is an actual right. It is biologic, right? This is one of the things that humans do. we eat, we have sex. It's normal. These Christians that think that it's not okay to have sex because you are a bad person if you have sex, you are a bad person if you enjoy sex, and they want you to be punished for enjoying it. Therefore, they take away your right to have an abortion. This is their sick fucking roundabout way of telling you that you're a slut, that you fucked up and now you have to pay the consequences. You and I both know, all of you know that is not. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That is definitely a reason to have an abortion, is because you had sex and you don't want to have a baby and now you're pregnant. Absolutely fine. But there's tons of other reasons that people have abortions, and to just straight out across the board make them illegal. What are you doing? Have you not thought about this? I mean, the healthcare, like, as in people, ectopic pregnancies. Okay, so when I first saw this, that somebody said, what about ectopic pregnancies? I thought, well, of course those are. Of course you can have an abortion for an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside of the uterus, usually in the fallopian tube, something like that. But technically it means anywhere in the body that a pregnancy takes place that's not the uterus. But when an egg fertilizes inside the fallopian tube, you actually have a very short amount of time to end that pregnancy growth before that fallopian tube literally explodes and kills the person who is pregnant. Turns out they're not allowed to have them. So what? That fetus isn't viable. It cannot survive. You can't take it out and transplant it somewhere else. It's just going to kill the mom. That's it. That's all it's going to do. It's going to ruin a family. It's going to, how is that okay? Right. And obviously the whole, there's no concessions for, rape, incest, all of these things. Or ectopic pregnancies. What? Yeah. Let's just kill everybody who has an ectopic pregnancy because it's their fault, because they're a slut, because they had sex in the first place. Fuck, this is God's will. Fuck. I'm going to say fuck a million times. So if you don't like it, you should probably, honestly, you should just be screaming it along with me. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Your views, you can't use your, so Teresa is saying, the way I see it, if you don't want to have an abortion because you don't believe in it, then fine. Absolutely. 100% stand behind you all the way. Keep your fucking opinions to yourself. Your views can't, as she says, your views can't make the rules for everyone, right? There's lots of legitimate reasons that people need abortions, not just decide I want to have one, but need. And you know why they can't see that? It's because these men don't have a point of reference. They don't have, they can't see it for themselves. They can't understand. Their perspective is flawed. It is incomplete. Betty Ann says, forced pregnancy, forced to follow religious views that are not yours. Yeah. But here's the thing. And I know that this argument is that once one of these lawmakers, if their mistress or their daughter gets pregnant out of wedlock, from a something that's obviously the mistress out of wedlock, but they will have access. They will find a way. They have private doctors. They can get what the fuck ever they want. They are cutting off the access for the regular people, the everyday people, people who don't have access to, high-end private doctors. So they still see women's bodies as property, archaic and disgusting, says Susie, and you are absolutely right. Right. We're still property. Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't passed. Still hasn't passed. We still don't have equal rights as far as the Constitution. Still. It's 2022. The men can't see it. Yeah. Brandy says the men can't see it, but I'm absolutely baffled by all the women who can't seem to either. Oh my God. Yeah. So I was watching. So one of the things that I feel really frustrated about is that, I can scream into the ether, right? All I want. I can leave I can leave comment responses of all capital fuck yous all I want to all these jerks, but they're not going to see it. They're not going to understand it. And and how do I make a change? How do I do something better? I started looking into local options. Women Have Options is a local thing here in Columbus, in Ohio, that helps those who need abortion care, reproductive care. They help them find the money. They help them find the money, and they help them get to where they need to go. Oh my God, and it's heartbreaking. It's so if you go to Women Have Options website and you take a minute and you find the video where they are honoring the founder, Emily. Oh man, I just looked at it today. But it's this whole video of these women who helped start the organization, and they're talking about the people that have come to them that they've helped over the years. And one of them was a mom. Like, so it was a daughter who was about 16, 17, and her mom. And they came into the office to get help from Women Have Options. And she said that the woman, the older woman, the mom, was really quiet for most of it. She wasn't saying anything. And when they were telling them, this is what we're going to do and all these things, like going over the stuff, the woman finally said, I was very much against this. I was very much against what you do. I was very much against abortion. I was very much against the right to have an abortion. And now I feel embarrassed and really upset that I've spent years fighting access to this thing that my daughter desperately needs right now, because I don't want her life to be changed by this, for her options to be taken away in life. So, people need to see how it feels. Basically, they need to be put in the position of needing access to this. The people that made these laws, the people that overturned Roe v. Wade, have no idea what it feels like to live in the real world, right? I mean, they are above the law. Let's say that. Clarence Thomas, the guy who finally was the one who signed it, who actually was like, I guess he was like the deciding vote. Yeah, we all know about that motherfucker. Okay. Some of you might not be old enough to remember, like when he was being taken to court for sexual misconduct. There was a whole hearing and shit. Talk about above the law. He's still a Supreme Court justice. Oh, lovely. Donna found the video. It's at the bottom of this page, and it is worth a watch. It is inspiring. Oh, the saddest part though is all these women keep talking about how wonderful it is that we have Roe v. Wade now, that we have this protection. Can't imagine, and they're like, we're just so happy that you all don't have to deal with what we saw before. Ooh, well, turns out we're going back in time, and not in the cool way that Doc Brown and Marty did, but to a horrible fucking time where, a time in the future where abortion is illegal. It's disgusting. It's disgusting in every way. So this brings me back to how to help. How can we do it? Because again, screaming isn't doing anything. Laying in bed, crying isn't doing anything. Being incredibly fucking angry isn't doing anything. What can we do? I mean, my first thoughts are donating money, right? Yeah, fuck Clarence Thomas. Oh, God. Yeah, the first thing he said, what I wrote down the quote, right? Yeah, he said that the things that they're going to go after are marriage equality, contraception, and abortion. And they're, here we go, knocking them down. This week is really ugly. So we've got the Roe v. Wade. We also have, now we can have prayer in school. I know that there's a lot going on about how Well, this means it's open to everybody, and that's great. That's wonderful that's a thing. I still don't think religion should be in school in any way, but at least we have the Freedom from Religion Act or whatever that is. So everyone can practice their own thing. But how many people are, going to be pushed into something that they don't want, So I didn't have a religion as a kid. There was no religion in my household whatsoever. So if I were going to school and there were prayers every day, probably not me and my background with my parents and stuff, but some kids could be, we have very well maybe pushed into religion and then into this whole bullshit about abstinence and, how being gay is wrong, being trans is wrong, all these things, because now we're literally allowing that to be in school. That's just going to come right on in. And it's terrifying. Oh, also Miranda rights. Cops don't have to read you your Miranda rights anymore as of this week. I feel like we're on the worst sled ride fucking ever, right? Straight to hell. And it's crazy because it seems to be hell is where they want to go, right? These Christians. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm just ranting. I'm not even listening to you guys. I'm so sorry. Nicholas, as an ER provider, I am terrified of the idea that some poor woman will come to me after trying to abort her pregnancy at home. Oh my God. Not only is she endangering her health, but her freedom, right? So now we're going to fill the jails with women who survived home abortions. That's the new thing. Cool. That's fucking cool. I was watching, I don't know, some MSNBC thing, but they had the woman who was from, she was Planned Parenthood, but Wisconsin Planned Parenthood, right? So they're there in the clinic and the ruling comes down, and there are women who have been sitting in this clinic for hours waiting for their procedure. And then this happens, and she's like, we had to tell them to go home. They couldn't have their procedure there today because it's now illegal. Like, it happened that fast. Like, I thought when these things happened, like, it'd be like, okay, so we are overturning it, as in that starts in 6 months or so. No, I guess not. That starts immediately. So what if you were in the hospital that morning for an ectopic pregnancy and they're about to give you the drugs that, will take care of this so that you don't explode your fallopian tube. So they're about to hand you this cup of pills and they're like, oh, nope, sorry. You're going to go home and deal with this horrendous pain that you're already in until your fallopian tube literally explodes. That's the plan. Cool. Somebody said today that this is the darkest timeline. I don't know how many of you watch Community, but it certainly feels like that. Cruel. Let's see, what else? All I can say is for this time in history, they're going to be dealing with even more educated and determined women this time around. Well, I fucking hope that we can at least do the thing that they did 50 years ago, which is bring back federal protection for abortion. I fucking hope so. I mean, again, I'm pissed, but I just, raising funds, right, for women against raising funds for women. Women Have Options, which is WHO, by the way, WHO. And raising money for Planned Parenthood, raising money just for people who need to go travel, right? There's all these companies now, Arby's and Discover and Facebook Meta Universe or whatever the fuck they're called now. They are all offering money for employees of theirs who need to go travel to now get an abortion. And I think that that's amazing. I think that's incredibly, it's incredibly big for them to stand up and say, we still believe there should be access, and we are going to help you. Arby's is like, I don't know, $4,000 or something they'll give you if you need to travel. Yeah. Danielle says, I will give every woman the Yeetus, the fetus herbs talk. See, and this is where we need to sort of band together. Like, even though we're not supposed to be talking about this, right? Like, we can't even talk about that stuff, which, you know, it's not that we're just not going to do it live here. Did they do it? Did they do what? I probably said something that probably needed an answer, and I don't remember what I said. Sorry. I have no script tonight. I'm really just yelling. Oh, you're probably answering that. Yeah, that already happened. Oh God. Okay, did they do it? Yeah. Okay, so Nick says that already happened. A woman with an ectopic pregnancy had to wait 9 hours while the doctor and the hospital lawyers tried to figure out if they could perform the procedure. Oh my God. Yeah, so yeah, did they do it? I need to know. So pathetic, not to mention that in some states, women may face criminal interrogation if they come to the hospital after having a miscarriage. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing you want to go through is an interrogation after you've had that horrible situation, and that miscarriage was probably heartbreaking for her, There's going to be a lot more people throwing them down steps. I can tell you that. Like just throwing themselves right down there. All right. After 9 hours and after her fallopian tube ruptured. She lost 600 cc's of blood. I don't know how much 600 cc's of blood is. I don't know how much 600 cc's of any liquid is. What's that look like? Somebody give me that in ounces or something. Not that matters. I'm just curious how much she was bleeding before they finally said yes. And that is excruciating pain. It is excruciating pain. Something is literally growing too big for the tiny body part that it's in to contain it. 20 ounces. Holy moly. That's a venti, people. 20. Venti. Fuck. So she's just bleeding out. It's very frustrating. So I want to, again, what do we do? I want to do a fundraiser of some kind. I'm willing. I'm open to ideas. If anybody out there wants to help. That's a good question. Wonder if that ruined her future chances to have children if she wants someday. I mean, and shouldn't they be trying to keep us nice and fertile, right? Like, isn't that the whole point? Make sure you have all those kids. Make sure because we're not allowed to get our tubes tied. God forbid we will actually want to have control over not getting pregnant. Yeah. And doesn't that violate the Hippocratic Oath to deny her care like that for hours? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Everybody's just trying not to get sued, like as far as the doctors go and stuff, like they're just trying to stay out of it. But at the same time, there are people who need your help. You're the doctor. You're the one who's there. You're the one who knows how to fix things, right? Donna says there are a lot of artists mad and creating right now. Yeah. Oh, good idea. Yes, Donna, good idea. Art auction. Absolutely. I love it. Here's the thing with getting your tubes tied, because Danielle asks, wait, we can't tie tubes now. So it's always been a thing that when you go to when you ask for this procedure, they, I have heard of them outright saying no, because you don't know that you don't want to have any more kids or any kids at all. What does your husband say? Do you have a note from your husband? Fuck you, God. But yeah, it's always been sort of a stumbling block, It's like the doctor is the one deciding, like, oh, well, how many kids do you have? And how old are you? And well, you don't know because you might. I've heard this line before, and this was the grossest one I've ever heard. What if you lose a child? Don't you want to have the ability to replace them? Oh my God, do you understand how children and people work? They're not replaceable like that, asshole. Yeah. Brandy says it's nearly impossible, right? To just walk in and say, I'm done with the reproductive aspect of this situation down here. Let's make it so. And no, it's just not that easy. Yeah, a fucking note. Got a note from your husband? What's he say about this? What's he say about your lady parts? Disgusting. Thank you. Yeah. Disgusted by fucking all of it. It was one thing to have this discussion last week. It was one thing, but like before last month or whatever. But now having this discussion now, it was scary before. The what ifs. What if they did this? And I really had a hard time thinking that they would do this. Of course, I had a hard time thinking that Trump was going to elect it too. Like I really did. I went to sleep that night thinking there's no way. There's no fucking way. You just keep getting proven wrong over and over again. Okay. All right. So I saw some things here that oh yeah, Betty, you need a husband or boyfriend to sign off on it. Boyfriend. Oh, you dating a guy right now? What's he say about your lady parts? What's he think? Is he keeping this space open for him so he can grow a baby in there? Fucking assholes. Okay, so Christina says, I saw a woman posted what happened years ago, had cancer in her uterus. She was waiting for the surgery to save her life. And she had to get permission from her husband to get the cancer. Oh, yeah, okay. Because no, honey. Let's keep the cancer in case we want to have a baby. We're going to need all that. Brandy says, I was told I might get divorced and remarry and want kids. I had 4. So married, 4 kids. Feel like you've done your part. Feel like that now you're allowed. No, still no, because what if you get divorced and what you're losing your 4 kids too? God damn it. Danielle says, I got a hysterectomy on a story I made up. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. If they're not going to listen and they're not going to do what they're supposed to do, which is listen to you because you're the goddamn patient with agency over your goddamn body, fuck it. Tell them what they got to hear. So art auction. Who wants to make some art? Who wants to make some art? And we will we'll make it a whole thing. You donate it. I'll donate my time. I'll put together a thing, and then we'll sell some stuff, and we'll just give as much money as we can. Tara says healthcare for women was a shit show before this happened. It's true. I mean, clearly, it's led us back here again. We are back in fucking medieval times. It makes me think, oh, Tara's is on my card. Yay! Please do. Everybody make us some art. I did see a thing where people, and this, one of our local artists who is an incredible person, she wanted to make an art piece made out of coat hangers, right? The coat hangers where they spelled out a message. And someone basically told her that, I think the word they used was trauma porn, because it's triggering. And when you think about why the coat hanger is used as a symbol, it's pretty gross, But I get it, because you want people to be like, oh, we don't want that again. That's what you're doing, though. You are pushing it back into coat hanger fucking territory. And if any of you don't know what coat hangers were used for in abortions, you're going to have to look it up because I don't want to explain it because it's real gross and you don't want to. My mother told me about it when I was like 10 and I was like, what? Never looked at coat hangers again the same way. But again, it's wire hangers. Man, between that and watching Mommy Dearest, oof, I don't even like touching wire hangers. Tori says it would be a hell of an expensive trip, but I would be of assistance to someone that needs a safe place in Oregon. I'm assuming that you meant needs a safe place in Oregon. We are legal and should remain that way. I hope so, man. If not for the coasts, right? We've got so far. I mean, I glanced at the map today, and I think we've got the coasts. Some of the East Coast, most of the North, and then we've got Indiana. So we've got that, which is right here next to us in Ohio. Yeah, I would really. We need more. That's okay. We got it. Yeah. My sister was not allowed to have one at 50. Oh yeah, she can change her mind about having kids at 50, huh? Her husband finally was allowed a vasectomy after fighting for it. Why are these people, these doctors, these medical professionals so interested in people fucking reproducing? Are they quiverful or something? Are they part of this like religious thing where like we need as many babies as we can for the future wars? Have as many children as you can. They literally think that like, but why would they want us to have children? Because then, they're basically creating their own enemies. My children are not going to grow up to be your supporters. So, I mean, force Republicans. I don't think that's good either. I'll just retract that whole last part. But, I just think that it's crazy that they just want to force birth. So we're going to have more people, right? Kind of the opposite of what we need as an Earth right now. And really fucking unhappy people. Women and men who are going to be forced to be parents are not going to be the best fucking parents. I mean, it's not going to be all the way across the board, but in general, how many stories are we going to hear in 20 years that I grew up with a pretty shitty life because my parents didn't really want to have me, or was. I hope they don't know that, but still, a lot of fucking unhappy people because of this. So we got forced parents or going to jail because you tried to do something yourself and then needed help. There are ways to do it more safely. Get with people who know. There are kids. More kids in foster care, for sure. For sure. Nicholas, it's hard not to be a good parent even when you want to have kids. Man, I have 3 kids and I wanted them all. I did. And I tell this to people who, it's having kids is sort of like opening a store, having a business, right? Where like you really, 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 really want it in the beginning. It's really, really awesome. And then, man, it's really fucking hard. It's really hard. And it takes a lot more of you than you expected. And it's more important. And it's hard. So if you're not sure, I've often said, if you're not sure, then don't. And if you're really, really sure, still think about it. Because it's a lot. It is hard. I can't imagine being forced into it. And of course, I'm sure those people will love their children and all of that. It's just a general shitty feeling that women in this country are just forced to have because we now know that we're just not that. We're not allowed to have the same rights. We're not allowed to have freedom. We're not allowed to have control over ourselves. I said I wasn't going to talk about this the whole show. I said that to myself before I started. Yet I can't stop talking about it. It's overwhelming. It's huge. This is a huge change for our country. This is a huge change for our freedom. This is a huge change from the trajectory that we thought we were on. This is a huge wake-up call. The fact that we are not on that trajectory. We are going much, much in the wrong direction. Really quickly, this week, again, super fast. Betty says more suicidal kids and women. Right. Man, I'm sure you guys have seen that post where like the one guy asks his wife if she thinks there's going to be more suicides as a result of this. And she says, oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely. 100%. And then she's like, oh, also, what about the husbands and boyfriends that then kill this person because they can't have an abortion and they don't want to be tied to this person? Men are already the number one threat to women in this country. They are the number one killer of women above all other things, all other diseases, all of the things that could attack women. Number one killer, men. Now you are telling the men that if you get this woman pregnant, she has to have this baby and you got to be a daddy. You think that's going to stop them from killing us? Probably not. Okay. All right. Sorry. I just getting all sweaty and mad. Super mad. Nicholas says, my son decided to have a vasectomy because his girlfriend can't tolerate birth control. Yeah. Some people can't take birth control. All bodies are different. People can be allergic to anything, including birth control. And good on your son. Good on him. Vasectomies are incredibly, not non-invasive, but they're much lesser than having your tubes tied or a hysterectomy. And they're reversible. That's the thing. So, good for him. Good for him. Yeah, I mean, basically, right now, any guy who absolutely does not want to be a father should probably think about that because contraceptions fail, It's not 100%. Oh, and if I see one more person say, well, then you should, oh my God, you shouldn't have sex, one. Or if you're going to have sex, make sure you choose men better. Make sure you're not around men who force you to do things. Oh, yeah, because it's always been easy to keep men from raping. Yeah, that's always been an easy thing. We still haven't figured out that as a country. It's still happening all the time. And those motherfuckers get off like nothing. No big deal. That guy who did the thing, the girl in the behind the dumpster, what's it, that fucking pipsqueak kid who then, we're going to ruin his life if we, take him to trial, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Somebody will come up with his name. Starts with a B, I think. Little fucking weasel. Yeah, no. Who cares about how he ruined her life or how she felt about it or anything that happened to her wasn't the topic. It was how his future was going to be ruined by what he did. Oh, God damn. I only wish all of the rapists' future would be ruined by what they did. I fucking wish. Every fucking one of them. Make them have a baby. Make them carry and give birth to a baby. That would be hilarious. Brock Turner, thank you. That little fucking prick. Linnea says, I would be surprised if my marriage is overturned next. And that is the next step on Clarence Thomas's little checklist of horrors, right? That was one of the top 3. I'm assuming that you are, in a same-sex marriage, and it's horrendous. Our civil liberties are sliding away. They are going away. Yeah, and yep. They're not going to force men to care for these kids. I know. Yeah, it's like, no, you had sex. You have to pay the consequences. You have to have this baby. Well, where's the guy? Oh, well, you should have chosen a guy who would support you. Wow, fucking A. Thank you for all this fucking support. Okay, so since I have to have the kid, are you going to help me with, education, funding, housing, anything like that? Food on the table, extra job, blah, blah, blah. Anything? Nope. Fuck you. Deal with it. This is your fault. This is your problem. This is what you did. Jean says it goes even further already in some areas. In South Carolina, there's a list of meds. Oh, yeah. There's a list of meds women are no longer allowed to be prescribed because if they are fertile, if you are a fertile woman, you're not allowed to take any meds that might cause an abortion. Whether or not you are trying to be pregnant or have any interest in being pregnant, you are not allowed to take certain meds if they could cause an abortion. Rheumatoid fucking medication. Rheumatoid medication. If you're fertile, you're not allowed to take this particular kind because because then you could lose a baby. Oh, God. Brandy says, I've got 2 trans kiddos on hormone therapy, one of which is now legal, but it's a huge growing concern in our house. For sure. Absolutely. Trans LGBTQIA plus are absolutely in the goddamn scope of their fucking radar of hell. And they're coming after all of us, right? Everyone who's not them. More time in jail for abortion than rape. How fucking backwards. This is completely fucking backwards. It makes no sense. Greg says LGBTQ plus people are going to have to fight just to stay alive. When I think about the threat that this is to our LGBTQ plus, it makes me sad. It makes me scared. Gay kids, trans kids, young women, they're, I think it's fucked up that kids right now, that this is their memory. Their memory is that they remember when Roe v. Wade was overturned and watching their mom lay in bed for hours crying because this is something that they're going to remember. This is sorry. All right. Oh, God. Fuck, Greg. Jesus. I saw a video of a trans woman crying in her car because some man that she didn't know said, I can't wait to hunt you for sport. These are the motherfuckers who are happy about all this shit. These son of a bitch MAGA scumbags. They're like, see, you guys are finally getting yours for being yourselves and living your life, you jerks. How dare you? It's because we scare them for some reason. People who are different and weird scare them because they're small-minded. They've been taught badly. They're angry. I keep thinking about, empathy and putting yourself in somebody else's position, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes so that you can see their side, their point, right? And because you think that like, well, if they could just see, if they could just have some like personal reference, don't you have any gay friends, for fuck's sake? I'm sure women, like, right? Like, how can you just not give a shit? But also, I try to put myself in their position, right? And try to see how they can come to this decision. It's really difficult for me. It's really difficult to think about why it would be okay for them, why it would be okay for them to even think about having open season on other human beings. Why? How? What fucking trust fund delusional bullshit life have they lived that they are so small-minded? Their perspective is so narrow and skewed and fucked up. They're afraid of losing what they have, right? They're afraid of losing their standing, right? They're the majority on the hill kind of thing. The thing is, we don't want to hurt them. They're just afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid of losing power. I don't know. Somebody tell me what their perspective is that can help me understand why it's okay to put so many people in danger, to take away so many rights. I don't know. All right, there's a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's see. Active shooter at a pride parade. Let's see. Betty, I have trans in my work the other day. Natalie, I'm confused. You're gonna explain that to me, Betty. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Teresa says about 20 years ago, I actually had a dermatologist refuse to prescribe me Accutane for acne because I was of childbearing age and it could cause birth defects and would require contraception and possibly abortion if I got pregnant. Yeah, no, you're not allowed to make those kind of decisions for yourself because what do you know? You're just a silly little female. We're going to make these decisions for you. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Again, I told you there's going to be a lot of them. Sarah says, I don't know if it's been said already. Got here a little late. Welcome, Sarah. I saw a guy that posted a video about overturning Roe v. Wade, and he made a point that I hadn't thought of before about women, girlfriends that were murdered by the men that impregnate them to avoid having to take responsibility, and it gave me chills. Another terrifying layer to this bullshit. Yeah, we did talk about it, but let's say it again because anybody who hasn't seen it or heard of it, yeah, I think we saw the same post, and it is fucking terrifying. Oh, they are going to be the ones to take over the government in a few years. Oh, okay. So are you saying she took off like they took off like a trans patch and got rid of it? But you know what? I feel like the kids who are coming up, I feel like there are more open-minded ones. All of this bullshit, all of this stuff that's being handed down is by old white men, except for Clarence Thomas, who, just old motherfucking sex offender old man. Handed down from these motherfuckers. Their circle of compassion is extremely small or non-existent. Yeah. It's like they just don't have compassion for these people. And worse than not having compassion, they're actively going after them. They're actively trying to make their lives difficult. They're actively wanting them to feel unaccepted in this country, unwelcome. It is. They're making it very inhospitable here for so many of us. How's everybody feel about Iceland? I'm thinking about moving to Iceland. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. Some of these adult men think if they can control if we bleed on our period and if we can get pregnant. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. Afraid of letting women be equal. Yep. Okay, she was your friend at work. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm just gonna. I'm not posting that. All right. Most of my international friends are saying they expect a red versus blue civil war in 3 to 5 years. A fucking civil war. I mean, I got to tell you, this is honestly the first time I've actually thought. I've thought about the one-on-one defending rights thing, but like an actual civil war. Yeah. That's. I mean, I live in a bit of a bubble, right? Like I am surrounded by a community and a family. And friends that are all, very much like me. You know, they believe in civil rights. They believe in equal rights. They believe in personal freedom. You know, that everyone deserves basic human rights, including whether or not you can have a baby, who you can marry, you know, whether or not you're allowed to use fucking condoms. But this, you know, I also realize that outside that bubble, there's a lot of angry people. There's a lot of violent people. And there's a lot of people who will fight. They will fucking fight to take away somebody else's freedom. I mean, I'm willing to fight to keep my own, but I couldn't imagine fighting someone to keep them down. Like, I'm going to fight you to keep you from having freedom and protection. And that's where they are. That's what they're doing. They want to be able to have open season on people that are different from them. Jack, welcome to the party. We're talking about the shit that's going on in the world. We've covered Roe v. Wade. We've covered no more Miranda rights are required, and also prayer in school. So welcome. Let's see. I think we're already seeing what a modern era civil war looks like. I think that we are seeing the buildup. I think that what we are seeing is a lot of chatter from both sides, a lot of smack talk, a lot of bullshit. But I mean, the war starts over something, right? I mean, Trump made the storm on the Capitol building happen. If they start it, what are we going to do? Not fight? And if they keep going the way they're going, what are we going to do? Not fight? So it's either Iceland or fight. So we'll see. The crusty old fucks are afraid of anyone having equal or more power than they do, so they are trying to attack everyone they view as a threat to their perspective and power. I know I'm not saying anything we don't all know, but I'm glad you're saying it, Sarah. Say it, especially the crusty old fucks part. It's my favorite. But yeah, they're afraid of losing their power. We go to war outside the country we shouldn't even be in. Just hope enough in the military don't want to take out other Americans. In a country we shouldn't even be in. You know, this country was America, you know, as it's been named by those who, you know, murdered, raped, and pillaged their way into the country, and then just, you know, stuck a flag in and decided, no, this is ours now. This is it. This is, sorry, I know you guys had it before, but I don't see any paperwork, so we're going to take it. That's fucked. It's a fucked beginning, and it's had nothing but fucked people in charge ever since. Fucking patriarchy, man. Let's see. Government has been allowing insurance companies to make things super difficult for the doctor and the patient for years because the farm companies backing them. Yeah, that's true. For sure. All right, Donna has a lot of things. All right, here we go. Donna, from my experiences growing up rurally, which tend to be where more Republican voters come from, the fear about change causing them to lose theirs. In the same issue with their concern about illegal immigrants taking their jobs. Oh, yeah, right. That was a big thing. I remember that. And it's just a culture of being better than someone else, even though they have nothing. They just want others to have less. Putting others down like others put them down. It's disgusting behavior. Trump gave them a voice. He gave them scapegoats. You know, this particular population that you're talking about, the general MAGA people. I've heard them defend it in person to me personally. One of my brothers was dating a woman a long time ago, a while back, and she explained to me why it was important that we have Trump. That was a tough conversation to sit through without punching her in the face, right? She's a woman. Voted for Trump. Okay. Oh, and Jack says that they could talk about Civil War for hours. So good to know. Good to know. Republic of Gilead under his eye. Right? Yep. A black man married to a white woman taking away rights seems so fucked up. Anybody taking away rights seems so fucked up. But yeah, I mean, like there was a time when their marriage would have been illegal. And I don't agree with that at all. That's fucked up. You're allowed to marry whoever you want, regardless. So what? First off, he's actually married to a woman, as in a person who is affected by this bullshit and still doesn't see that, doesn't give a fuck. I do not understand why anybody thinks it's okay. And they take the opposite stance, right? So my argument is no forced birth, right? A woman gets to decide if they want to have a baby or not. Their argument is don't kill babies. That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Nobody's killing babies. I'm sure you guys have seen the whole, like, is this a fetus? Or would you consider this a person? And they're like, yes. And you're like, well, that's a dog, right? That's a dog fetus. That's an elephant fetus. It's a clump of cells. At first, it's a clump of cells. That thing that ruptured that woman's fallopian tube, a clump of cells. It is indiscernible. It is not a human being. It's a lump. And it's a lump that you can get rid of while it's really, really tiny. And it's fucking fine. Killing babies. Oh, the unborn. Oh, fuck off. All right. Looks like California might break away. We could all move there. Oh my God. It's going to go all crowded, don't you think? We're like, I'm so happy we're all here in free land, but can't move. I don't know. Like I said, I had a bunch of other stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about that, is actually way more inspiring and fun. And it's all just everything it's almost like everything feels like trivial to talk about because of this, because this is such a big fucking deal. It's almost like, talking about stupid bullshit while the world is crumbling. And it's not stupid bullshit. I was going to talk to you guys about, personal growth and stuff like that. Fun things. Jack says, I'm claiming all my semen as children on my taxes. They're all possible little babies. Every single one of them. So, yeah. Hi, Jeff. Jeff just got here, so anybody wants to fill him in on what we're talking about? Oh. So, getting our bitch out and then chill. Try to find our center. Yes, right. Exactly. Thank you, Betty. Thanks for getting us on track here. We're gonna find our center. We are, because it's through our solid center that we then fight forward, right? Absolutely. Donna, wouldn't it be awful if all the liberals spread across the conservative states 6 months before the next election? So you're saying infiltrate. You're saying go to all these other places. All of us should take a territory, go register. Take it down. Jean says, if anyone wants to come to Pittsburgh, I'm kittening for a pro-choice burlesque show on the 15th. Benefits abortion funds. That's awesome. On the 15th of July is my guess. And if anyone is not sure what kittening is, so oftentimes burlesque performers have somebody who helps them, when they're throwing things on the stage and money and all that, the kitten goes and helps with, costume stuff and picking up money and all that cool stuff. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jean. That's what I assume. And collecting the tips. Right. Yeah. So you go help the pretty performers do their job better. I'm sure they won't let us claim our eggs. Yeah. Well, technically, they don't even think on their hours, right? They can just take them. Oh, Brandy says on a later note, I can see bats flying in my yard. Bat o'clock. Oh, yeah, that is a good time for it right now. I love that time of night where it's dark enough that they're out, but you can still see their little. I love them. All right. Okay. Let's look back through my solo show notes. See what else I got on here. This is a lot of stream of consciousness stuff. It's a lot of stuff about ego work and all of that. I don't know. I feel like I'm just not in the mood to talk about that other stuff just yet. Yeah. So let's center a little bit, right? What do we have? We do still have organizations that are allowed to work to get help for those in need. We do still have all of these people who are voting the right way and have compassion and want people to have freedom. Donna asks if there's anything new to smell in the shop. Is there anything new to smell in the shop? Let me think. I think we have some new incense and stuff. I did an event last weekend called Charm Fest, which was a makers event. It was put on by Forrest of Nui Cobalt, and it was really cool. We actually had panels where we listened to people who have either built a brand or designed their own perfumes, or do divination work like cards and stuff like that. That was really fun. That was a really fun panel. I got to be on the divination one, and totally worth it. Upcoming stuff. Right now, the dark market is in full swing to be happening in October. We have a lot of acts. We have a lot of speakers coming in. And, it's not down on paper just yet, but the Magical Druid, our other lovely shop, one of the other lovely shops in Columbus, is going to be one of our big sponsors. And Seamus from the Magical Druid, his band is going to play at the Dark Market. This makes me very, very happy. I love the coming together of community. So that's really awesome. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else we might have new at the shop too. We got some new prosthetic eyes in the shop today. Like those little, little plastic sort of eye covers that go in a socket that's empty. Those are neat. Got a bunch of them. So for anybody who doesn't know about the Dark Market is the big event that Witch Lab is putting on this year. It's happening October 22nd and 23rd. Right now we have amazing acts. So for the performance so far, we've got, again, Seamus's band. I don't know the name of their band, but I will figure it out. Emmy Lazarus and the Recently Deceased, which is like a 60s esque band that play about popular horror stuff. Like they write songs about like Frankenstein and Dracula and stuff, and they're fantastic. They actually played at the Dionysus party that we had last year. Who else is playing? Oh, Amazing Giants will be there. Amazing Giants are the local performance troupe that do cool stuff like stilt walking and accordion playing and fire breathing and all kinds of cool things. And they'll be there both days, just sort of walking around and being fun. Lance Cashmere is going to be singing, as he does at all Witch Lab events. So you got some loungy, fun stuff there. We have an aerial performer, which we just talked to for the first time the other day. Somebody who is going to be doing some cool stuff up in the air. I love that. What else? What else is going on there? Ivo Dominguez is coming in. He'll be teaching a class each day. And Estrella Taylor will be coming in. She is going to be doing our opening ritual, which is going to be an Aphrodite ritual. And then she's teaching a class on Sunday as well. It's going to be all about Medusa, which is freaking sweet. Oh, yay. So you saw Emmy Lazarus at the Dionysus party. Oh my God, they were wonderful. And they were wonderful to deal with, as in like, as far as like just having a good connection and working well together. I love them. Love them. So they're coming back. What else are they doing? What else are we doing there? Oh, Najah Lightfoot, her book release party is going to be then too. It's going to be on Saturday. So her new book, Powerful Juju, which is coming out in September, she's going to be here to do a book signing and a little talk and stuff like that at the Dark Market. Yeah, I am super pumped about this. And so one of the other things is we will have a liquor license for this. It's sort of like it's a temporary liquor license, and all profits of alcohol, so not counting anything else, but all profits of the alcohol sales go directly to charities. We always donate at least a portion to Kaleidoscope, because that is our local LGBTQIA plus youth organization. So they are there for counseling and help and all kinds of support. So they are their one, but Women Have Options is going to be our secondary for sure, especially in the light of all these things that have happened. So the money is going to be split between the two of them. And yeah. And so again, that's just the alcohol profits. That's not even counting any other stuff that's going to go towards it, which we've got a raffle. And so proceeds of the raffle will go towards that. And I think I want to have donation boxes and stuff like that, just in case anybody wants to give more, because man, I think we need as much funding pushed towards these things as possible. And yes, Estrella Taylor is coming. So not only will Estrella be here for the Dark Market both days, so she's going to be doing the opening ritual, and she's going to be doing the class on Medusa on Sunday, but she's also going to be having a table there. So she'll be accessible for anybody who wants to come up and talk to her, get a book signed, anything like that. But also, in addition to that, in December, so Estrella Taylor and Jason Mankey have teamed up, and they have written a book together. That book gets released in December, and guess where they're doing their book release party? Witch Lab. Oh yeah. They're coming to Witch Lab, which is going to be amazing. I'm so excited to host the both of them. Jason Mankey and I have never met in person, but I am super excited. He's been on the show multiple times. We get along really well, and I can't wait to actually hang out with him in person. Estrella has actually been here. Estrella's been to Witch Lab to teach class before, because she's actually not too far. She's actually in Ohio, so makes it a little easier. Ivo Dominguez. Yes. Ivo Dominguez is coming for both days. He's going to be doing classes each day. The first one is on protection and sort of like unhexing, getting rid of bad negativity, what to do when you feel like you're being attacked, that kind of thing. So, and we haven't picked the second one yet, because we just found out he's doing a second one. So we get to look through the class list again and figure out what what we wanted to talk about, because anything Evo has to say, I'm here to listen to. Oh, Betty, yes, please do. So we're definitely doing a raffle. And so yeah, anything that goes in the raffle. And so we'll be selling tickets all day and stuff like that. And all of that will go towards our charities. So yes, anything anybody wants to donate to the raffle, please, please, please do. Let's see. And if you just have any questions or anything, you can always just email us at, it is witchlabdarkmarket@gmail.com, which I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Well, that is not how I spell any of that. Hold on. witchlabdarkmarket@gmail.com. So yeah, if anybody has any questions or anything, or you want to, pitch me a class idea or something, whatever, or you want to donate raffle items, please, 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 please. What was the other thing that I was going to say? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, ticket sales. Okay. So ticket sales are through Ticket Leap. And if you just go to witchlab.com and you do the little drop down menu and you go to the dark market, there's a thing there that says buy tickets. Super easy. But if you buy them before August 1st, you get a discount. After August 1st, prices go up. But right now you can get both days, including the lecture series, for $35. One of those classes from one of those teachers is worth more than that. So just putting it out there. Not to mention all the sweet entertainment you get. It's gonna be great. Oh, and the wolves will be there. Ironwood Wolves and Foxes, the ambassadors, will be there. So one day there will be wolves and one day there will be foxes. And I don't know which is which. So it's kind of a crapshoot. But either way, you get to have some cool animal interaction. There's so many things going on that I keep forgetting. Oh, Sacred Shimmy will be there. So our local, extremely gorgeous and talented tribal belly dancing troupe, they will be there. Yeah, so many things. And I would definitely, if you plan on getting the tickets that are all access so you can go to the classes and the lectures, I would do it sooner than later, because if the room for classes and lectures is only so big, and at some point I'm going to have to cut off ticket sales for that. So if you definitely want that, I would get them sooner. All right. Oh, I know. Jason Mankey's amazing, right? He's great. Yes. It's about his new book, the one that him and Estrella Taylor are doing. And I believe it's the Greek Gods one. I don't know. The man comes out with like 3 books a year, I feel like, so it's hard to keep track. I know that's not true, but man, he is a prolific writer. Hello, Jeff. Yes. Whoa, that is cool. Yeah, thank you. You should come visit. Absolutely. Come see the shop. That's a bit of an experience. It's kind of fun. It's not bad. All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about before I wrap it up? I feel like I've been screaming for an hour and a half, and I should probably let you guys go. Hopefully next time I do a solo show, I'll have a lot more things laid out that I won't be so screamy about. But I guess until our freedoms come back, we should just be fucking more screamy all the time. Scream your heads off. Be heard. Freak out. Man, like I almost wonder, like, what kind of active, what event is going to set it off, right? There's always one, right? There's always that thing that happens that's just so enraging that it gets everybody moving. I'm terrified to see what that's going to be, but I also think we need change more than anything. We need progress. We need progress to come back and start going the right way. Progress for MAGA is the wrong way. So, all right. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you real soon. My next scheduled show is in August, and it's with Matt Oren. So my dogs are barking, which means that it's time to go because there's somebody here. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon. Stay strong. Hex the patriarchy, bitches. Get 'em.